Alright then, ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to Crypto Space. In today's video, we are going to cover Kaspa, its recent price action, a couple of interesting tweets for Kaspa, as well as Bitcoin charts, and of course, a couple of interesting altcoin charts too. So we are going to cover a couple of different charts. I'm pretty sure that this is something that you don't want to miss out. If you are new to the channel, please consider subscribing, and a quick disclaimer that this video is not a financial advice. And now let's hop into Kaspa itself. So Kaspa is currently trading at 13 cents, well, almost 14, and is currently experiencing 5.5% of leg up on a daily time frame. So market cap is currently trading at 3.2 billion USD, and 24-hour trading volume is sitting at 53.4 million USD. So if we are going to look at that quick CoinGecko chart, we can see that Kaspa saw all-time highs, well, daily all-time highs of 14 cents. So this is good. We have this bullish price action over here for Kaspa, and we have experienced pullback again, but we are going to get into the chart very shortly. We can obviously see that the whole altcoin cap is basically on green right now, and this is due to recent pump of BTC of a couple of percent, but we can clearly see that just few percent for BTC is printing a lot of gains for other alts. So let's come back to Kaspa itself. So first of all, the photos from the Web3 festival that started yesterday. This is something great to see. Many people are out there, as I was mentioning before. Around more than 500,000 people is there, so this is very big. Many people are there, people like Cathy Woods, etc. So this is great to see, and this potentially could be a bullish catalyst over here for Kaspa's bullish price action, but let's see what is going to happen in coming days and weeks. But on the top of that, of course, we've got halving event, etc., and Kaspa isn't going to be at these prices forever. And if we are going to look at that tweet, so shout out to Chartinator or whatever, we can clearly see that Kaspa is building these bullish triangles over here on the bigger time frame, and we can clearly see that we could anticipate a breakout in coming, let's say, days or weeks. And if we are going to compare Kaspa to ADA, let's first of all have a look at ADA. So once we have experienced 50% drop over here for ADA's growth in the previous bull cycle, then we had this pump over here, right, comparing to BTC as well. So we have reached the previous all-time highs on BTC, and then Cardano saw a huge pump over here around 11x from that time, which put Cardano at price of over $2. So over here, if we are going to compare Kaspa that way, that is going to be a little bit bearish in my opinion, but heck, why not, right? So let's say that worst case scenario for Kaspa, we could see around 10 to 12x. That would put price of Kaspa of around, let's say, $30, $40. So I'm not going to say that this is going to happen for sure, but it's always good to see these type of comparisons. However, I do believe that Kaspa is much better tech comparison to ADA. However, there are a couple of obstacles that we are going to have to hop through. So the first one is obviously the top tier exchanges. The second one is that big announcement of smart contracts being fully developed, and I do believe that these two are going to be a huge bullish catalyst if we are going to see those news in coming weeks, hopefully, if not months. Then we are going to reevaluate our price predictions over here for Kaspa. But now let's have a look at some numbers for Kaspa. So the current reward is currently sitting at 117. Next reward is going to be 110 Kaspa, and the next reduction is scheduled in 28 days. And hash rate is currently sitting at 216. So that's good. That is constantly growing. This is big. The network is being stronger and stronger every single day. And now one thing to clarify, guys, when I'm letting you know, let's say 1 or 2 or 5 days left in a thumbnail, that doesn't mean that you're going to see huge gains in your portfolio in those days. What I'm letting you know is that the next reduction is going to happen in X amount of days, okay? And if we are going to examine addresses that are holding over 10,000 Kaspa, let's see. So last time you guys got updated on that, that was on the 5th of April, and we're sitting at 71,555, and as of today we are sitting at 71,780, which gives us a difference of 230. So 230 new people are holding over 10,000 Kaspa. So that accumulation is big, and that's great to see. And if we are going to look at addresses that are holding over 10,000 Kaspa, unfortunately over here we've got a dip of 10 wallets. So we've got 10 less wallets holding over 100,000 Kaspa. So let's have a look at the chart itself. Kaspa is constantly trading between that 0.5 and 0.618 Fibonacci zone, and we saw a bit of a pump over here on a daily for Kaspa, and that pump was around 13% of healthy profits. If you guys would pick up Kaspa when it dipped to 12 cents, you will be already sitting at around, let's say, 14% of healthy profit. So obviously buying the dips is always good. And now let's have a look at the BTC's rainbow chart. So in order to put ourselves into perspective of where we are, I do believe that this is quite important to look at every now and then. So basically we had a bit of a chance over here to accumulate more Kaspa, more BTC, etc., because BTC found itself in still cheap green zone that gives us a perfect opportunity. Nevertheless, now it's a good opportunity to buy as well, because if I'm going to zoom it out a little bit and let's say draw it here to these upper bands, and let's say that I'm going to point at May 2025, Bitcoin could trade anything between 274 up to 370,000 USD. So obviously Kaspa at that time is going to be a definitely different price. And I also do believe that we still have a little bit of time because we are still before the halving. So only because we are, let's say, quite safe now and we regained momentum on a daily over here for BTC and Kaspa, doesn't necessarily mean that we are not going to dip, because that might happen around that time of a halving. Nevertheless, the macro picture is totally different for BTC. And speaking about BTC, if we are going to look at BTC from the perspective of Elliott wave theory, we can see that BTC could find itself at above 340,000 USD. So that's a lot. If BTC is going to do well, obviously other alts are going to do well too. And if we are going to look at BTC from the perspective of consolidating either above or slightly below the all-time highs, we can clearly see that this is the right time to be in crypto. But anyways, let's first of all have a look at 2017. So once BTC got rejected over here from all-time highs, then it went a little bit sideways, and after that we had another retest as a support of these previous all-time highs, and then we had a huge parabola for BTC. So let's have a look at 2020. So we had a rejection from all-time highs, then we have, let's say, rejected again, and after that we saw a huge parabola. So we are basically exactly at the same time right now, right? We have closed above the previous all-time highs, we are retesting these all-time highs as a support at the moment, and sooner or later BTC is going to shoot up much higher. And if we are going to look at that chart, potential targets over here are, let's say, around 270,000 USD, so slightly different. However, I do believe that you all guys have your profit taking strategy and you don't wait for, let's say, that 340 or 500 or whatever whoever said target. I'm hoping that you guys are going to take your profits along the way. And if we are going to look at altcoins finally, so the first things first to clarify, this is the true accumulation phase where you guys and everybody, I believe, should be accumulating crypto, our Kaspas, our renders, our Bitcoins, etc, etc, right? And basically, if you will be already buying here, you will be already sitting at some healthy profits, right? But what I'm experiencing now is that people are buying, let's say, in that green circle, and they want huge profits in that green circle right away. And when they see my thumbnail in the video saying that 2 days left for the next reduction, they do think that in 2 days their portfolio is going to see 100x gains. Unfortunately, this is not how it works, okay? We do have to be patient with crypto investing, okay? This is mostly patience game. And if you are not keen on waiting to see those profits, I don't think you should be in crypto, okay? And it doesn't only apply to that one hater in the comments, it does apply to everybody, okay? This is a patience game. But all right, let's have a look at the chart itself. So as we can see here, we are getting closer and closer to the all-time highs of alts. Obviously, we got a bit rejected over here from that zone, which obviously is also important zone that leads us back to the previous cycles. However, we still have a bit of time over here for our alts to go parabolic. And of course, I would like to remind everybody that there are going to be a bit of a pullbacks even after we are going to smash through our all-time highs on alts. That is going to be a sell-off moment, okay? So please don't wait for that 4 trillion or 10 trillion, whatever market cap in terms of alts. Make sure that you take out your profits along the way. It's definitely better to be happy with, let's say, with Kaspa, selling Kaspa's profits at, let's say, $1 mark or 150 instead of waiting for that $5 or $10 Kaspa. And if we are going to look at the perspective of Wall Street cheat sheet, according to the Scalping Pro, so shout out to the Scalping Pro, we are leaving that optimism area and we are slowly going to go towards belief thrill and euphoria. So we still have a little bit of time for our alts to shoot up much higher. Ladies and gents, thank you very much for watching that quick Kaspa alts and BTC update. I hope that you have guys enjoyed it, and I wish you having a great day or evening wherever you are in the world. Peace and love, crypto.